2025. Today is a special day for me personally because today is my birthday. And while I don't intend to make a big fuss, I just want to publicly express my heartfelt gratitude to God for the gift of life, for strength, and for the incredible people He has placed along my journey. Family, friends, colleagues, and you, my dear listeners like you. I don't take any of it for granted. And I want to say thank you for making press drive seamless for me. Thank you for your words of encouragement. Thank you for your consistency. And thank you for your participation every time. So as we flip through the headlines this morning, I do so with a full heart, thankful, hopeful, and deeply honored to be doing what I love with people who matter. Now let's get into it. The front pages are buzzing and we have a lot to unpack. This is Press Drive on I-FLIER 103.3 FM. Let's see what the dailies are saying. Let's begin the headlines from The Guardian for this morning. From The Guardian newspaper, 24 years later, 43 new operators target telcos underserved amid concerns. That's on page 6. OYEDELE to consolidate stake in First Bank as Otudeko Odukale consider exit. That's also on page 19 of The Guardian. Wike rallies PDP stakeholders in Abuja high-stakes meeting. That's on page 3. Obi, Oti, Nenadi relaunch obedient movement in Abuja today. That's on page 5. And we have more on subsidy. Obi demands transparency on savings. Presidency calls him desperate. That's on page 6. And we have more as well. 100,000 crickety containers dumped in Nigeria ports. Group laments. That's also on page 3. And on page 9 of the same paper, Mariam Abacha fought IBB's claim on June 12 election annulment. That's also on page 9 of The Guardian newspaper. All right, and now to the Nigerian Tribune. We have few headlines. Naira may stabilize around 1,600 naira and 1,650 naira in near term. That's coming from experts, and that's on page 26. Abacha did not annul June 12 election. Never stole money. Mariam defends late husband. Says money saved by Abacha vanished month after his death. That's also on page 15 of the Nigerian Tribune. And now to the Daily Times newspaper. We have the headlines therein. INEC reforms under scrutiny ahead of 2027 elections. INEC reforms under scrutiny ahead of 2027 elections. That's on page 9. Tinubu's aide quits in protests. I won't be used to build a one-party state. Tinubu's aide quits in protest. I won't be used to build one-party state. That's coming on page 2 of the Daily Times. We are in power, but all is not well. We are in power, but all is not well. Udume fires warning shot at APC. Coming from the Daily Times newspaper. Military cracks down on oil theft. 43 arrested, 27 sites uncovered. That's on page 10. ACF urges leaders to focus on scrutiny, hardship, not 2027 campaign. ACF urges leaders to focus on insecurity, hardship, not 2027 campaign. That's on page 7 of the Daily Times. Gunmen kill two farmers, injure two in Plateau village. That's on page 7 as well. Nigeria joins world leaders in Monaco to safeguard ocean ecosystems. That's on page 16 of the Daily Times newspaper. Tinubu National Assembly holds special joint session to commemorate June 12th. That's also from the Daily Times newspaper. And a quick look at the Daily Times IED blast. That's on page 26. Another Tinubu's aide resigns. That's on page 16. Money my husband kept for Nigeria vanished. Coming from Maryam Abacha. And on flood, residents resist evacuation, seek help. That's also on page 3 and 6 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Defections push APC members to 68 in Senate, 207 in reps. All right, that's also from the Daily Trust newspaper. And we have a few more from the Daily Trust. Poor emergency service, dog Abuja FMC. Poor emergency services, dog Abuja FMC. That's on page 6. And we have more. Inside politicians' pilgrimage to Bodilum. That's on page 22. And on OB, what I would have done differently. Okay, this is coming from OB. What I would have done differently. You can check that story on page 11 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Now, few headlines from the Punch. From the Punch newspaper, we have the front page filled with President Tinubu's Commission of International Conference Center, Abuja, today. The Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Izenwo Iyesabwike, CON, and the Honorable Minister of State, Dr. Maria Mahmood, on behalf of all residents of the FCT, welcome His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, to the commissioning of the newly rehabilitated International Conference Center, Abuja. All right, aside that, we have all the headlines from the Punch newspaper. Defections. Hurricane Tinubu sweeps 12 more senators, reps. APC courts for PDP governors. 10 Akwa Ibom National Assembly members to join ENO. 2 Edo Nasarawa senators to quit SDP and Labour Party. All of that on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Tears, joy, as Nigeria pilgrims depart Saudi after Hajj. That's on page 26. Also on page 28 of the same paper, Obi sparks firestorm over Tinubu's subsidy figures. That's also on page 28 of the Punch newspaper. These are the headlines making the rounds from the dailies this morning. Now it's time for us to go into details of some of them. And some of the ones we get to talk about this morning is the one we read from the Punch newspaper about defections. We also get to talk about the protest that is set to hold June 12th. And we also get to talk about Atiku Obi to name new platform before June 30. And yes, the comments made by Miriam Abacha saying that Abacha did not loot, rather he saved for Nigeria, but somehow the money vanished. Right, these are the major ones we get to talk about, and if time permits, we'll take much more. But welcome once again to Press Drive on I-FLIER 103.3 FM. You all are welcome. Remember, we're live on Facebook, so you can drop your comments right there. Would love to read beautiful messages from you this morning. And it's also important to note that we are not for anybody and we are for everybody at the same time. So it means that this program is not to actually tarnish the image of anyone. So please, let's be guided with our responses. All right. Thank you very much. With me in the house is Barrister Folusho Olapo. Good morning to you, sir.
Yes, good morning this morning, darling.
Yes, sir.
Hope you have a beautiful night rest.
I try.
Yes, you should. Because it's so cold.
It's cold.
Yeah,
very
thank
cold.
God for that. Without light, one can sleep.
Yes, sir.
Thank God for that. And once again, our dear Muslim brothers and sisters,
yes, sir.
Today we don't resume work. I beg you. So as we've resumed work, so let us begin to do things. What to have, what to postpone till when we resume. Today is that day. Please make sure you do what you are supposed to do so that things can go on well with all of us. Good morning this morning.
All right, so let's begin with this one on the defection. Hurricane Tinubu sweeps 12 more senators and reps. 10 National Assembly members from Akwa Ibom State, elected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party and the Young People's Party, have resolved to join Governor Emo Eno in the All Progressive Congress. They joined 2 senators from Edo and Nasarawa, Neda Imasuen and Hamed Wadada, respectively, in planned defection to the ruling APC. This happened just as the ruling party admitted it was working to bring 4 other PDP governors into its fold, despite accusations it was working to turn Nigeria into one-party state. Some of the Akwa Ibom senators and rep members confirmed their intention to switch to the APC, but declined to speak on record, citing the need to follow due legislative process. The APC National Vice Chairman, Southeast, Dr. Ijoma Arodia Ogbo, confirmed the lawmakers' plan to defect to the ruling APC in an interview with newsmen. The PDP lawmakers who have pledged allegiance to the APC are Senators Ekong Samson, Akwa Ibom South, and Anieka Basi, Akwa Ibom Northeast, and House of Representatives member Okpopum Ete, Paul Asakwo, Alphonsus Uduak, and Imebasi. Others are Martins Essin, amongst others. All right, the development comes on the heels of the defection of Governor Eno to the PDP last Friday. He cited the need to align the oil-rich state with the government at the center. Eno followed in the step of Delta State Governor Sheriff Oborewori, who dumped the PDP for the APC in April. Leading the APC delegation, which received Eno into his new party, was Imo State Governor and Chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, Hope Uzodimma. All right, so more persons seems to be defecting to the APC. Why exactly, we don't know. But it seems that as some persons are joining, some other persons are resigning. Just like another Tinubu's aide resigned because he does not want to be a party to a one-party system. So all of this defection keeps coming. And another trouble is looming in Osun State as we speak. Because already even though there are speculations out there that the Osun State governor might be defecting to the APC, and it looks like, if we are connecting the dots, it looks like the speculations might be right. But just yesterday, youth wing of the Osun State's APC, they've started lamenting, saying that if that was true, it's going to bring about faction in the APC. Now, faction against its own self, because not everybody is actually comfortable with some of the defections that is happening within the party. And as we speak, PDP seems not to be getting themselves right, even though there's a coalition that we'll talk about soon. Al Atiku, Peter Obi, El-Rufai, they are planning to name a new party that we don't know about yet, but we'll take details of it pretty soon. So this one party thing, how is that helpful for our democracy? And at the same time, would this not also breed faction within the one party that we might seem to have as we speak?
There won't be any one party state. There cannot be any one party state in Nigeria. Nigeria is too big to be a one party state.
Okay.
I am not moved about all the potting, switching, or whatever name they are being called today. People are, rushing to APC because it's their time. PDP enjoyed that too, in their heydays. They even told us they were going to reign for 60 years, and even some of them said 100 years. So where are they today? Only 15 years and they were booted out. So I'm not moved. Let me say this. Every opposition party anywhere in the world wants the ruling party to fail so they can take over government. Every ruling party wanted to diminish the opposition party so that they can continue in government. So it is like that all over the world. The one ruling does not want to leave. The one in opposition wanted to take government. So somehow there's going to be that to and fro. The friction have to be there. The only thing that is so different in this country is the fact that the parties itself has no ideology. There is no political party in Nigeria. Like I used to say, all we have is platforms where people get into power. And whatever you can be, that is who you are. And that is why even after, if you compare the Second Republic with what we have now, you see that in the Second Republic, the UPN states, that's the western region. If you go to Oyo, if you go to Ekiti, I think there are 6 then. Lobo State, Lagos, Ogun, Oyo, Ondo, and Bender states. Those 5 states then has the same agenda. Why? Because the political party which they belong to has a manifesto which it's been driven throughout all the 6 states or 5 states that comprises western region, UPN states. Then we have free education, we have free health, we have employment, we have what again? There are about 4 cardinal points upon which they base their idea. And that is how in Lagos there were several schools in Lagos before. There is afternoon school, there is morning. Begin to build schools. In fact, the opposition were calling those schools then poultry. Of course, but it took the heat out of those big schools, and today those schools are still existing. And today you do not have afternoon, morning anymore. Every student go to school at the same time. They close at the same time. Are you talking about employment? Majority of them, they've balkanized them today since 1999 when this new political system came up. And even during the military era, they balkanized others. We have the what is it called? The hotel, or when insurance, or when bank, or when in fact almost every other place you see owena. And in Oyo State too, the correspondence is there. You see them. You go to Lagos, you see them. Industries are being set up in those states because the one of the cardinal points they built is on employment, and they were driving employment. It was not the state that is employing people. They were distributing wealth. You go to Ondo State, you get. You go to Oyo State, you get. You go to Lagos, you get. You go to Edo State, you get. In fact, I mean Bende State then. And that is how we got all those state universities then. Olabisi Onabanjo was the governor of Ogun State when he established that. Adekunle Ajashin was the governor of that state when he started Ondo State University then in Ado Ekiti. Now they have moved to Akungba. Ambrose Ali was the governor of Bende State then. He started that university. LASU, all those ones, Lagos State University, all those state universities there in the western region were done during the UPN era. Why? Because they have the party has a manifesto which all the governors have to drive, and the governor is not the leader of a party in that state. It is the chairman of that party that is the chairman. In fact, the governor have to bow to him when it comes to political things. If governor is doing something that is contrary to the manifesto of the constitution, the chairman has the whip of the governor in hand. Hello, what are you doing? That is not part of our manifesto. There will be a meeting. Look at the way Shagari was doing to what's this person's name? The chairman of MPN then, Adisa Akinloye. Because Adisa Akinloye was the chairman of NPN, Shagari have to be following him. Yes, now, because that is how it's supposed to be. But today, what do we have? The president is the leader of the party. In the federal, the governor is the chairman of the party in the state. The local government chairman is the leader of the. How can it be? Jefferson already said that absolute power corrupts absolutely. When you are the one having all the power, then one could be power drunk, and at least that is what is happening now. Even in those political parties that we call parties, even like you said, there will be. I told you. There will be an implosion that if care is not taken, it's going to define this nation. In fact, it is going to be so. I don't know. I don't want to say any bad thing. But at the end of the day, when everything calms down, you will now see a new Nigeria. A Nigeria, all of us that we wanted. A federated country. Not this federal unitary that we are doing. A real federation will come out, and Nigeria will be the Jerusalem of everybody. So what we are saying is this: if a political party is porting their members, or their members are porting from that political party, it's not a new thing, especially here in Nigeria. But what is new is that political party that they are porting into is going to explode. Mr. Adeleke have not announced that is porting. And of course, so that is it. Data, nothing may be said for now, but I know something is brewing. Akwa Ibom, the APC people in Akwa Ibom, they will not just stay there, because as it were now, it is the governor that will become the party leader in that state. So what happens to the party leader, to Ambetele? Hey, let's keep our fingers crossed.
Okay.
I pray that the best will happen to this country.
Right. So a former All Progressive Congress governorship candidate in Katsina State says the ongoing coalition talks by some opposition politicians will, before the end of this month, metamorphose into a formidable platform to challenge President Bola Tinubu and the ruling APC in the 2027 general election former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, Labour Party presidential candidate for the 2023 general election, Peter Obi, former Kaduna State Governor Nesri El-Rufai, and the former Transport Minister Chibuike Amechi are in arrowheads of the coalition movement. We need a reliable, trusted platform to beat this government, and by the grace of God, by the end of this month, the leadership will conclude on which platform to use. Inua, at a meeting in Castina aimed at updating stakeholders and supporters in the state on the status of the talks, he added, the decision to join forces by former Vice President, former governors Rotimi Amechi, Peter Obi, Nesri El-Rufai led coalition, and other political parties is in the best interest of Nigeria. We want to move forward in all aspects of human development as a nation. This is because Nigeria has no leadership. Even as the giant of Africa, there is no gainsaying that our country has lost touch with other countries in Africa. Inoa, a former secretary to the Castina state government, urged supporters to continue to pray for the success of the movement. He condemned mass defection to the APC, saying those involved were leaving the frying pan to the fire. Big wigs. Let me put it that way.
Maybe wonderful.
Yes,
maybe they are wonderful.
I mean, but they are big wigs.
I don't know whether
former vice president.
I don't know. I don't.
Former governors.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know whether they are big wigs.
Okay,
or nothing.
but at least they are known faces.
They are known faces.
They are big politicians.
Now we are talking.
They are big politicians.
And who is a politician? a politician.
They are big and known politicians. But then, you know, we have to still talk about, they all have different ambitions. I'm sure to become Mr. President.
Yeah, majority of
so
them.
If they are coming together to form this coalition, do you see them? Do you see some of them bearing?
And all of them wanted to be president.
I don't think so. I think they must have had. I don't know, but I just want you to react because I just feel like they all have this ambition of becoming Mr. President.
Because there has been an attempt before, twice.
Yes.
In 2019 and in 2023. In 2019, some new political parties came together, including this guy, the former Mohalu. Showore, and a whole lot of them. All of them wanted to become Mr. President. At the end of the day, that coalition collapsed. Why? Because they could not agree on only one person. And these ones that are doing it too, they are the same with the Showores. Okay. So what's different between one politician and the other?
So you don't see them bearing the ambitions for one another?
Is it Atiku that is going to bear his own? Or is it El-Rufai?
Age is not on Atiku's side. It's not on any of them side.
Who?
Age. We should look at that too.
I'm looking. Is the age in his side? Buhari is the age in his side. So forget about age. Forget about age. Forget about rule are they coming there to govern? They are coming there to bear names.
But they said they are doing it in the interest of the.
Of course, now they would say that they are doing it in their own interest so that we will begin to stone them. It is the interest of the people now. Is it okay for somebody to go and borrow billions of naira to campaign? Is it to the interest of the people? But at the end of the day, they will still tell us that it's your interest too. You see me now, me like was trading on cough syrup or cough whatever. So I was coughing. In fact, it has maybe TB, and he's saying that everybody that has not been sleeping because he was doing everything to ensure that there will be no cough anymore in this country.
And he's suffering from the same
ailment. Those are the type of leaders we have. People that are suffering from an ailment they wanted to cure us of. I think it's Obasanjo that said it, that somebody that doesn't have a mosquito in his country cannot come and tell us how to treat malaria because it doesn't know what malaria is, and that is it. So if they refused, because I am not seeing an article saying he's no longer interested. I am not seeing Obi saying he's no longer interested. I'm not seeing, though Obi has been saying it, that it doesn't, it's not about becoming president. It's a lie. You cannot just be spending all your money for nothing. How about Oh, I'll just hope. Okay. I hope that it will not collapse.
Okay.
But I'm not seeing it not collapsing.
Oh.
Because of that selfishness. Because of the interest, quote and unquote. Interest in Nigerian politics means selfishness. So if interest is selfishness, and about 5 or 10 people wanted to become a president, which can only be available for one person, then to that extent, what are you saying concerning that coalition? Whatever, I don't know.
But that aside, say these 3, eventually agree to one person being the president. Do you see that coalition being a formidable opposition against 2027, against the other party?
Okay, assuming without admitting Mr. President now and that X, who is that X? That will not be the problem.
Find X.
Yes, find X.
What problem? It's okay.
Which usually drive me out of class those days.
Find
because
X.
I cannot find X now. Why?
Go and check the alphabet. You see X there. Oh, we had part view. Oh my.
I thank God it's the math teacher.
He's a math teacher. So he will help us find the X.
So when we look at the X and we see this person X, is it the same people that has been doing the same thing? Because an article is not different from Tinubu, and Obi is not different from Atiku. In fact, they have joined forces before. One was a presidential candidate, the other was his deputy. So who is again? El-Rufai has been in this system. Can we find somebody that we know his antecedent, that we know that at least if you vote for this person, it's going to do something something else that all these ones have not been doing. These ones are in the system already. They've been. We need somebody that is debugged from Nigeria. Maybe an addition of, for instance, he will finish his term very soon at the Africa Development Bank. Bring that person. To some extent, I think Oshibajo will do something very great too if he's given the chance. At least we saw some
when he was acting.
Yes, when he was acting. So do we have those people to come in? We have little. I'm sorry to use that word. Little children, quote and unquote. Become Nigerians, becoming mayors in elsewhere. 19-year-old, 27-year-old, 15-year, 16-year-old. Why can't those things be replicated here in Nigeria? And another thing is that at the end of the day, allow the votes to count. Whatever it is, if the votes count, maybe we will be able to just drive anybody that we do not want out of power. Not that, in fact, many things are wrong.
Okay, so let's go on a quick commercial and we will be right back. Unlock your child's reading potential. Introducing Bookworm Empowerment Children Literacy Center. We nurture a love for reading and learning in children for lifelong education with technology assisted in teaching learning to read and reading to learn. Expert instructors with a passion for teaching reading. Personalized reading learning plans tailored to your children's needs. Fun, interactive and engaging learning environment. Small class sizes ensure individual attention. Regular progress updates and parent-teachers conferences. Our program consists cognitive and technical reading skills, phonics, phomic awareness, fluent reading, decoding, vocabulary, comprehension. Enroll your child at this very excellent period. Contact us to register your child right now on 0802 351 9154. Address GAF Building by Keto Petrol Station, Orogun, off University of Ibadan, Second Gate. Empower your child with the gift of literacy.
Buying the right product is inconvenience. Either you're buying for your business or home use. Femiel Multiventures, your ultimate shopping destination, stands out when it comes to meeting your event and family needs. Explore our wide range of products and services today. Buy affordable wholesale foods and drinks for your next event or home use. We are also the best plug to get your rentals, chairs, plates, spoons, tables, coolers, drums, and all you need for your next event. At Femiel Multiventures, we also sell solid, durable, and affordable ice blocks to keep your drinks cool and refreshing. Come one, come all to also try our eatery and experience delicious meals like never before. You can find us at number 1 Pineapple Area, Iletitun along Oki Ogungbade axis. Telephone 0912 345 4561 or 0904 254 5770. Femiel Multiventures, your one-stop shop, evidence of things not seen.
All right, well. Right, so let's quickly talk about this one from the wife of Abacha, the late Abacha. Abacha did not loot, saved for Nigeria, says wife. So former First Lady Mariam Abacha rose yesterday in defense of her late husband, one-time head of state, General Sani Abacha. She refuted widespread allegations that the former military leader looted billions of dollars from Nigeria's treasury during his tenure as military leader between November 1993 and 2008 when he died in office. General Abacha was part of 3 successive military administrations. On December 31st, 1983, he announced the coup that sacked the Second Republic and the installation of General Muhammadu Buhari as head of state on January 1, 1984. He was Chief of Army Staff in the succeeding administration of General Ibrahim Babangida, which took over on August 27, 1985, during whose tenure the presidential election won by Chief Moshood Abiola was cancelled. General Babangida left office hastily on August 27, 1993, following pressures on him locally and international over the annulment of Abiola's victory. General Abacha, who was Chief of Defense Staff in the interim national government led by Chief Ernest Shonekan, put together by General Babangida, sacked the government 93 days after and declared himself head of state. Mariam distanced General Abacha from the controversial cancellation of the June 12, 1983 president poll results. According to her, the funds attributed to him as stolen were deliberately mischaracterized and later disappeared under suspicion. 98. Abacha linked loots running into millions of dollars had been recovered by the federal government from the United States, United Kingdom, France, Switzerland, among other countries. As of 2023, more than $3.8 billion had been expatriated from the foreign jurisdiction to the federal government as funds illegally siphoned from the public still. Mrs. Abacha spoke yesterday during an interview with a popular television show in commemoration of the 27th anniversary of Abacha's death. She claimed that the late military ruler never stole public mysteriously vanished shortly after his demise in 1998. So how do we explain the loots that we keep getting from the United States, the UK, and other countries of the world if the wife is, refuting or debunking the claim that the husband never looted? He helped us save it there. And she also said that all the ones that the husband saved, somehow mysteriously disappeared.
Yeah. Saving none.
Barista.
Saving none. No, you see, I think since the Babangida's book launch, people has been trying to rewrite history again because Babangida, especially in those books, seems to have rewritten history. exculpating himself from June 12th and everything that happened. It's like somebody wrote a book, not my will. So it's not his will. It's not this. It's not that. Some people do not know it. I think, what do you expect of a wife who was very active in the looting? In same crimes, she would have been in prison by now, and his children, all of them. But this is not a same crime. But at least maybe this is a same crime. Let me not say that.
Barista, okay.
But let me just say this. Premium Times. Premium Times, July 13, 2022, mentioned some people that helped Abacha looted that money. So, and I want to mention names.
Please mention
According
names.
to Premium Times, I gave the date now, July 13, 2022.
That's 3 years ago.
That's 3 years ago. So it's not me, it's Premium Times. So let me begin. And the first person was Gabriel Katri, a Swiss Israeli banker. Mr. Katri was a financial advisor to several heads of state of the Middle East and Africa. He was convicted in November 2009 for abetting what was described as criminal enterprise by Abacha. Mr. Katri was later fined $10 million and given a non-custodial sentence by the Swiss investigating magistrate. Gilbert Chagori, the same person, Mr. Tinubu gave the contract from Lagos to Calabar to. Yeah, he's the one. Mr. Chagori is a Nigerian-born businessman of Lebanese descent. He is the founder of the Chagori Group, whose multi-billion-dollar assets span construction, manufacturing, real estate, blah, 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 blah. Mr. Chagori was convicted in 2000 of money laundering and aiding criminal organization in the 1990s. He set up accounts, blah, 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 blah. Transfers, he set up accounts with SG Rouge Bank in Geneva for the Abacha family, enabling them to benefit from illegal transfers of over $120 million from the Nigerian Central Bank. That's the second person. Me, Katon, Abubakar Bagudu, the minister for the sitting minister for budget and planning.
Yes.
Is one of them.
Okay, Barrister, I think those
when these people were convicted, they were convicted. It is because Nigeria never tried them. Maybe we should have tried them and convict them, and now she won't be able to talk. He helped us save it. Save it in Geneva, save it in Switzerland, save it in UK, save it in USA, save it in Israel, save it in
I put this video lines because of time. But then there's a planned protest for June 12th.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay.
It is our
because it looks like protest in our country these days is not something that this administration appreciates.
That's our right.
It's our right, but sometimes, our right is not our right. It depends on
our rights are right. It is the people there that is not right.
But eventually, you know how this thing will end. I
do not pray so. I do not pray so. But you know now.
But is that protest really working?
The Yoruba says an executioner will not allow people to hold cutlasses where they are. So.
So
it's an executioner. He knows it. He knows what he did. It's our right. We have the right to do that.
So they can go ahead with the process?
Of course, but they shouldn't fire them. Okay.
They should. Please, can you say that out loud? At least. Okay, let's go on a quick commercial. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for the perfect spot to host your next event? Or maybe a cozy place to relax and have some fun? Welcome to Femiel Multipurpose Hall. Whether it's a wedding, birthday, seminar, or family gathering, our event center is perfectly designed to give you a grand experience. You can as well watch football matches at our viewing center, which brings the stadium experience right to you. For the kids, our children playground is packed with fun and safety. We also have a game center with varieties to keep the fun going and a guest house for relaxation and comfort. Why settle for less when you have the best? Located beside Eagle Flight Academy, Amero, along Oki Ogungbade axis, Ibadan. Visit Femiel Multipurpose Hall today or call us on 0912 345 4561 or 0904 245 5770 for bookings and inquiries. Femiel Multipurpose Hall. Experience more, enjoy more.
All right, welcome back. So let's take calls. 0705 500 1033, 0905 444 1033. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Speaking from my parents.
You're welcome.
My able lawyer. He narrated all things. All things. He explained all things for us. Yes. This is the time now for Nigeria to probe the looters. And that's why that man speaking now. But we are with one word of what I buy. Who are trying to what I buy. They are going to say that Nigeria is now time for Nigeria to probe, for the bank to probe the looters. So that everybody will say that one silent here, one panel, no matter what to say. You know, I come on Nigeria. Look, Nigeria has to take steps now. That's number one. About this Nigeria, after new constitution, new constitution, Nigeria, to affect what Nigeria by. Well, so I got your what on there for you constitution Nigeria. Now what you want it by. So they send the Nigeria in there.
Constitution. All right, thank you. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mao.
Yes, sir.
Comrade.
You're welcome.
Good morning, comrade.
I agree, sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning this morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You see, on the Abacha rule, the condemnation of looting of the Nigerian money is not all that happened to his loot. You know, Obasanjo used it as a vendetta to recover the loot. You see, all other former head of state, you see the Obasanjo himself, they have Nigerian money in their hand, and who is to recover it from there? Since they are not there, because we need a messiah that will retrieve all the looted Nigerian money in hands of those who have ruined this country, who have ruled and ruined this country. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, comrade. And we have from the Facebook page, Samuel who Hadisa is watching. Adeni Paul Ogunremi says, happy birthday to you, Madam Sobaloju. Wishing you the best in this coming year. Thank you very much, sir. I'm grateful. Yes, it's going to be loud. Thank you. All right, Pastor Dr. Mukala Famiwa says, more wisdom and inspiration, my SAN. Ademola Adebayo says, good morning again. Barrister, please, what do you think is the way out if you are not saying coalition not collapsing? What do you think is the way out? I think you are supposed to pray and prophesy something good concerning the coalition to get us out of this current mess of APC politicians. Please, I want your response. What should be in place if coalition is not proper? Adebayo from Fakumbi. Okay, Oshu. Thank you so much. All right, Barrister will react, but let's take more calls first. Hello.
Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, sir.
This Prince Bumi Adipoti calling from Apata.
You're welcome, Prince. You're welcome.
Yes. Huh? Because we don't have system in Nigeria. That is why we always see past leaders and their families coming up on here and be telling us what is not. That my husband did not steal Nigerian's money. Yes, they didn't steal it now. They taxed our money. They taxed everything. Addition wajiwa lowo no wajiwa. So what about our kuni? You see, we need a system that will fight corruption in Nigeria. We need a system that will bring people to book in Nigeria. Instead of her to be apologizing to Nigerians that, I'm deeply sorry on behalf of my husband of what the havoc my husband done to Nigeria. You see? But still having the guts to see that we didn't steal our money. They didn't steal it. One for our one. Good morning.
All right, thank you very much, Prince. And Olakule Akomu says, good morning, great team, well done. I-FLIER radio is the best. On the ongoing coalition, greediness and selfish interest will not allow it to see the light of the day, simply because they are not sincere. God bless our great country, Nigeria. Sulaiman Sharif says, good morning and kudos to everyone in the studio. All right, late Abacha's wife suppose allow the sleeping dog to lie. My question is, the money recovered in his bank account overseas is what? If you ask me. All right, Olashainde Habib Kamadupe says, well done, from Okpayemi area in Ibadan. And also Sulaiman added by saying, regarding the Hurricane Tinubu sweep 12 more senators and reps, the funny part is that the masses and the majority voters are not defecting, but only the politicians. History would surely repeat itself in 2027 election. What is the result when 22 governors endorse ex-President Jonathan re-election bid? Effort in futility. Yeah. All right, thank you very much. And Samuel Ohadisa has this to say, but I'll take that after this one. Okay, all right. Samuel Hadisa says, good morning, dear sister Mavi and erudite barrister in the studio. I decided not to comment because I must be out of because she was speaking. While she was speaking, she was trying to defend the undependable corruption of her late spouse. Herself should be arrested if this country is in the right state. Keeping me for what? I never hear such. Nigeria, my country, we sincerely hail thee. From Biokwaraba community, Iyanagba Ibadan. Thank you. And Kolawole Adaramola is watching. Mariam Yetunde. I'm here to see my Erodun. She says, as politicians defect ahead of 2027 election, the trend raises concerns. However, I believe if opposition party members remain united and focused on holding the APC accountable for their actions, Nigerians might still benefit. May our leaders be guided to make wise decisions. Thank you very much. All right, 0705 500 1033. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
It's our Madam Marvelous.
Yes, sir. Good morning to you, sir.
How's Daddy too?
It's fine, thank you.
Thank you, Barisa. Well done.
Yes, sir. Good morning this morning, sir.
Can you hear me, Barisa?
Yes, sir. Good morning this morning, sir.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes,
Issue of Apache wife, to me, it's all well. You as a jurist or lawyer, please, if I make a mistake, just tell me. I want you to use terminology one by one at times. As he said, perhaps I will take you to the law of trust. What he said is right. Why? Because anyone does wrong, God will construct what kind of a consulting trust for such a person. What he say, I think is the right thing. That he saved money for Nigeria. But my question is this: why is it that Nigerian bank cannot be enough for our husband? We call it a trustee, consulting trustee, this and tongue. That is what it will have done. God will now make a consultation to compare to be a trustee of it's a whole wrongdoing. Apache, because it was compared after his demise, as if he saved the money. Where the money is, the money that her husband saved, day by day, every year, they got it, but they see they reduce it. How can you call it? Please, I know that what he said is just what kind of grammar, but thank God, it's in line with the court. It's in line with the pronouncement of court. Oyedele is talking for you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. All right, Kolawole Adaramola from the Facebook page says, good morning out there. God bless you all. Thank you, sir. If we look at the statement credited to Abacha's wife, the statement is ambiguous. If she says the money was saved, it is not true, and it is also true. In the act of looting, what she said was not true. But in the act of recovery of loot, it is true that he saved it. But it's more eminent that the money is not relooted again. Let's look at that critically. All Nigerian presidents looted. So is Abacha the only one? Corruption is the order of the day in our unfortunate Nigeria. All right, thank you very much, Kolawole Adaramola. Let's see if we can take one or two calls before we say bye-bye on the show this morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
How are you, my dear sister?
I'm fine, thank you.
I am Evangelist Olatawo. You're welcome, call. Aunt Marvelous.
Yes, sir.
How is OYEDELE?
He's fine.
I'm sorry to have killed him.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
you see, I'm Evangelist Olatawo from Bukawa saying. You see, Abacha did not steal. Now enjoying the looted money. What about those who got some percentage from the money? The one in the Baba Tinubu cabinet now. I don't know his name now. But he is the minister for
budget and planning.
God bless you.
Bagudu.
Someone you so lenny. Came up when you say, Color, you want to around
Okay, thank you very much, Evangelist. And the last message I have here is from Tolulope Adeyemi. It says, good morning to our dear HOP